Hey guys, it's Empress Ruth. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, and viewing my channel. Make sure that you hit subscribe. Also, make sure that you always share my videos, especially if it's some content that you find valuable or you think someone else may find valuable. Make sure that you please share. But I just want to check in. It's Friday night. Uh, I'm actually gonna get out of the house for a change uh, and do something fun for myself. I haven't uh, been really going out. I just been having my mind on, uh, taking care of my world and building it to, where I want to do that. So that hasn't included too much fun. So, but I just wanted to check in. Yeah. What is the date today? I always like to give the date. Today is December 20th. Two days away from my baby's birthday. My son's my number one, my main man. And so that's gonna be real good too. Uh, but I just wanted to talk about transitions and the energies from the full moon and all the portals. Now we've been having full moons and portals, and I keep talking about this about pretty much every video, and it's really important to understand how powerful these energies have been, and just in myself transitioning uh, once the energy hits me, actually transitioning and having a real change that I can actually put my finger on and see and feel and sense and hear. Um, like one of the transitions, uh, was me just being a calmer me. And I can see that has really kicked in. And um, and I've been noticing like the habits that I have that I've had all my life. Like I always shake. It's a way to disperse energy or nervous energy. It's been something I've been doing all my life. But I noticed, I'm like, why am I shaking my leg? I don't even need to shake my leg because it is an old habit. But there really wasn't a need for me to shake my leg, or uh, like I tried to get like I'm good for going in on people. I've been known for being good at going in on people, especially when they be on some shenanigans and you can't help but notice it. And somebody was on some shenanigans today, and I was trying to go in on them, and I was blah 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 blah, and I was sitting there after I finished having my little rant, and like, that ain't even you no more. It was like so like the transition is truly, truly real. It's like, and I was ranting because that was a habit. And that's something I no longer require. It's a habit that I didn't need. So it's like you're shedding things that are taking up space, taking up energy, um, things that you don't use or even need. And those are just two examples of small things. And they really not small, like, but noticing I'm shaking and I didn't need to shake, or trying to, it's like old habits gone, 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 gone. Like, so, uh, a new me, and not even a new me, but just the authentic me really rising to the surface. So, pay attention to your movements, pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your actions, pay attention to any habits that you may have had. Um, and people always look for real big transitions, and I've been going through a transition for years now, really. But when I started noticing the actual transitions from a conscious standpoint, and also um, just really studying myself. And studying yourself is just really knowing you. And a lot of people really think that they know themselves. You couldn't tell me I didn't know me. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me. It's a lot of stuff that you pick up in this world that is not you. It absolutely is not you. And the only way to discover you is really by going inward, going in on a journey inwardly. You could still keep your same life, but once you go in, your life is going to change, but it's going to change for the better. And I always talk about my journey. My journey was hard, but mine's needed to be hard because that's just who I am, and that's how I learn. And some people learn very simply, and they may not have to go through everything that I went through, and they won't. People are going to have their own experiences and their own awakenings, and they're going to go through things in a different way. It just depends on how they learn. This is Earth University. You are in school. You're in school here, and people keep reincarnating because they're not getting the lessons. You can't leave until you get your lessons. And I was tired of repeating the same lessons, and my soul felt it. And so I've been making sure to just try and live my life right. Every time something comes up or an incident comes up, I always try and remember to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I always try and treat people with kindness. And but you also still have to be very aware of your surroundings, and everybody doesn't think like you, and everybody is not 100 and on the up and up. And so you also have to be very wise and smart in your dealings. And like I sit down and I speak and I talk to everybody. When I say everybody, anybody who walks up, have a conversation, I'll have a conversation with you. Some of those people, I may, continue to deal with. Some of those people I may never deal with again. That comes with wisdom. You pick and choose, based on what you pick up and, what you sense or what you feel and what you hear. And you combine everything, you use all the information and all the knowledge that you have to make the best decisions for you in your life, whatever that may be. You want to use all your tools. And when you think you're lacking of a tool, education is wonderful. I'm big on educating myself, and not so much in, people will say in books, since like, oh, I'm going to go back to school and learn this. No, life has always been the biggest teacher for me in the world. Life experience, my biggest teacher. And so when I want to know something, I love the internet. You pull up the internet and you can learn anything in the world that you want to learn. Anything that you want to know, you can know it. It's at your fingertips. So it's just about choices as well. It's about choices as well. But transitions for energies. Analyze, pay attention to yourself, be kind to yourself. The energies come in, they make you go up and down, if you don't have any bipolar tendencies, the energies will make you feel bipolar. And so you'll be up and down, in and out. But when you understand it's the energies that are coming in, and you can better deal with them and handle them and not beat yourself up so much. So and honor all your feelings that come through. Honor all of them. I was laying in bed and I had an experience, and I'm like, this ain't me. and picking up, and I've always been able to pick up other people's energy, but it's also been difficult for me to differentiate someone else's energy and mine. Sometimes it would be so intertwined I couldn't tell the difference, and a lot of times I would be behaving in a manner and it would be someone else's energy, especially if I was around that person a lot. It was basically because back in the day, because I can't say that I do that anymore, really would let people kind of domineer, so to speak, the relationship, or put them on a higher pedestal than me in a relationship. So I would a lot of time absorb their energy as a way, I don't know, it was just weird. So a lot of times I couldn't tell the difference between me and somebody else. And as an empath, I didn't realize it took this long to learn it, and other empaths might have got it real quick. I didn't. It took and for me, just finding out what an empath, and that I was even an empath, like I think it was 6-7 years ago, and what that was, and to be able to sit down and be able to differentiate other energies without any prior knowledge or any training or anything, just learning and paying attention to myself and teaching myself. Because I paid attention to myself, I'm able to figure out, okay, that's not me. And sometimes after an incident, like if I pick up on an emotion or something, and I'll honor the emotion and I'll feel it all the way through. And the emotion I just felt, and I let it go all the way through, and it was a light bulb moment, and I realized it wasn't me. So, but I wouldn't have never been able to figure that out if I had not studied myself. So studying yourself is crucial, and studying yourself just to navigate in the world. And studying yourself and knowing what you have so you can navigate in the world better. That is really the real purpose of studying yourself. If you get all your tools and you know how to use them all, you'll be a master at it. So that's why they say study yourself, so you can master yourself and you can master your world. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Transitions, mastering yourself, studying yourself. I always start one place, but I always end up somewhere else. And whatever comes out, I just let it flow. I let the information flow. I let the energy flow. I let spirit flow. You let life flow, it will just flow. When you're putting up the cartoon Fred Flintstone just came to mind, and how they had to put their feet down to stop the car. Like, stop putting your feet down on the damn pavement, because your feet is not supposed to stop a damn car. And that's the picture I'm getting for people when they won't let things just flow energetically. You're stopping, and your feet are bleeding because you're not supposed to be doing that. Just let the car roll until it comes to a halt. And you're in bedrock, so ain't nothing but open land. What you gonna run into? If you run into something, you're gonna run into another rock. It was a rock out there, and the car's a rock. So, not saying that y'all rocks, but you get what I'm saying. So just ease up, let go. Relinquishing control is difficult. Whoo, baby, it's difficult. I know. I have a bit of a controlling nature myself, being an aggressive individual. not so aggressive anymore, but uh, controlling. And I like things to go a certain way. I have a very particular eye for how I want things to go. So I like to have that sense of control of how I'm gonna, especially have things set up. So, or how I want things to go. Um, I like to, like, you're a creator, you're a manifester. I sit down, and I image what I want in my life. I image that. And the image of being a manifester will come to fruition, especially when you really understand how to practice the law of attraction. And, they always leaving out, you have to use your feelings, thoughts, and emotions, and they have to be real. And the greatest teacher that I can refer to will be Mark A. Houghton. This man does not do anything but play the lottery, and that's all he does. He started studying or practicing the law of attraction, which Spirit told him how to do it. And that's how he learned. He didn't learn from any book. Spirit taught him, and that's the same thing. Spirit teaches me. Spirit is teaching a lot of mission workers and has been teaching a lot of the mission workers. So, and you'll know someone authentic when you hear it. It's not going to be a lot of flash, a lot of dash. You'll know someone authentic when you hear them, if you tune in and pay attention. But a lot of people want flash, so it just depends on where you are and what you want and what you desire right now in your life. And if you like flash, because I like flash too, not talking about nobody. I always have to say that because people are so extra sensitive, and I realize that. But it's just, wherever you are, that's where you are. So, but I didn't lost my train of thought, and I need to get up out of here anyway. But I didn't want to go too far. But you are a manifester, so yeah, I gotta roll. You are a manifester, and you can manifest whatever you want in your world. Oh, that's what I was getting to. But in between, as far as being controlling, I like to manifest what I want. But in between, I don't see the full script. I only see like the major scenes. I'm seeing major scenes, and sometimes I only see little scenes. I don't have access to the full script because I'm a co-creator. I'm a co-creator. That's my claim. I'm a co-creator. I have a God. My God is I am that I am. And I co-create with my God, with the divine. I work hand in hand. And when I'm creating something, I know I'm not going to know everything that's going on in the script. And there's no need for me to know everything that's going on in the script. There's no need for me to have that much control, especially when I am going with the flow. I'm going with the natural flow, the natural order. I'm going in the direction of, what do you say, self-mastery. I'm going in the direction of self-healing. I'm going in a positive direction to be all the way me, and you're never all the way yourself because you're an ever evolving being. So you're always on a journey, and because you're eternal. Control, let it go. Especially if you're following the divine, or if you know anything about the divine, or if your intuition or your gut is guiding you, follow it. You are not going to lead you wrong. And if your mind is telling you one thing, but your body is signaling something else, that means you have a conflict. And so that means you need to do some work. If you really feel you want to do something, but your mind is telling you no, 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 no way. And a lot of time that's conditioning, and that's programming. Because what you feel in your heart, in your gut, in your soul, that's calling you, and you won't go to it, A lot of time it could be fear, and the fear is programming. What does it say? Fear is a trick of fear is the trick of the enemy. It truly is. And there is a place for fear. There's a place for fear. There has to be a healthy fear, and there's an unhealthy fear. A healthy fear is something coming up on you. You're about to get hit by a car, and your body signals you to, jump. You're supposed to be afraid so you can see the car, so you can move out the way so you don't get run over. That's a natural fear. Unhealthy fear, phobias. I used to have a serious phobia, and I faced my phobia. Most people wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have done that. But the divine kept telling me, face my fear. And I know that was a real, real, real big one. But they were talking about other things. But I started out with a phobia. So, because I knew I had to get rid of unhealthy fear. Unhealthy fear. There is a negative and a positive to everything. Everything. Nothing is excluded. So, but I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to have some enjoyment for myself. I'm going to listen to some blues, y'all. So, I'll talk to you later. Love you guys as always.